Hello and welcome to the Modern Mystery School UK and EU podcast. We are live once again with the lovely Al. Al, how are you doing?
Well, you know what? I'm doing great on this Scorpio full moon.
Good to hear. And on that subject, you said you're doing good on this Scorpio full moon. Why is it that astrological events affect us differently? Tell us.
Well, it's interesting because that's a question that I get all the time. And it's funny because the fact that things affect us differently is kind of the logical foundation behind people trying to debunk astrology, right? But like let's since it's a full moon, let's take a full moon as an instance, because there's so many factors that go into our experience of astrology. And so before I answer the question, the first thing that we need to understand is how we actually receive astrological energy. And so what happens is in the mystery school teachings, the energy from the great central sun basically bounces off of a number of what you could think of as satellites before it reaches us. And so it goes through the field of the fixed stars, it goes to the planet, well, actually to the zodiac signs, to the planets, and then to us. And we receive it through our chakra system. And so, one of the primary reasons that, astrological energy can affect us differently is because our chakras are not, consistently the same. Right. So it's not like, let's say your throat chakra is open maybe, 10%, right? It's not like it's always open 10%. Maybe habitually it is, but, there are going to be times where it varies, right? And depending on where we are in our lives and what's happening, and even environments, our chakras will open and close and modulate themselves in order to assist us in what we're doing. And so right off the bat, the fact that our receptor points are not habitually consistent is the first, is the first reason that we may not experience astrological energies the same. Right. And so just the inconsistency within us, is the first point.
Yeah, exactly. And that makes total sense, doesn't it? Because we know that we're ever changing, evolving, different things are affecting us in different ways. So, I mean, that would absolutely make sense from that perspective. What other factors play a role in this?
Oh, well, the other thing is no two astrological events are ever the same. And so, let's think about it. It's a full moon right now. And so in 29 and a half days, we're going to have another full moon. But is it the same full moon? No, it's not, right? And so are there generalities to the full moon? Of course there are. We know that when the full moon comes up, it is shining light into the subconscious and illuminating the things that are there that maybe we don't want to be there. But making us aware so that we can actually do something about it, purge it, cleanse it, heal it, deal with it effectively, right? And so no two astrological events are the same. And so right now it's the Scorpio full moon, right? But in 29 and a half days, it's going to be the Sagittarius full moon. And so, this time around, the Scorpio full moon has many different meanings, but one of the ones that I've been observing coming up in people is monetary and financial worries. And so, or even if it's not necessarily worries, but rather dealing, with your relationship with money or wanting to manifest more money and resources, right? But when that Sagittarius full moon comes up,
the Sagittarius full moon's knocking at the door.
Yeah, and Tank, wanted to answer.
Yes, exactly.
So when the Sagittarius full moon comes up, it is all about our connection to the astral plane and having, like a deeper philosophical look on things, and really asking you to examine things from a higher perspective, right? It's also the energy of Christ returning to the earth. And so there is the energy of love that is inherent in it as well. Right. And so no two full moons are the same. No two Mercury retrogrades are the same. None of these aspects are the same. And so they can draw different things out of us when they happen.
I love that. Well, that makes total sense. And then, so from a perspective of, us going along in the world and these events are happening, how do we get a handle on it? Or how do we, let's say, how do we make the most out of it? Because obviously we want to see the things that are preventing us from being the very best that we can be. So, what can we do? What can we do?
Well, the first thing is to examine your relationship to it. So the one thing that I don't buy into as an astrologer, and you'll find it on the internet all the time, is this concept of don't do things, right? And so the way that I examine astrological aspects or energies as they are incoming is they are either supporting me, they are like a wind filling my sails, helping me journey across the ocean, or they are asking me to cleanse, purge, correct. And so the first thing is to look at your actual relationship with what is incoming. So if it is bringing up pain points, if it is bringing up triggers, if you find yourself feeling irritated or agitated or negative circumstances are coming up, it's not necessarily a matter of don't do something. It's how can I cleanse, purge, or correct this? Are there aspects within myself that can shift so that I don't encounter this anymore? Right. And this is part of why I love being, in the mystery school, because you have healings, you have meditation, you have classes, you have initiations, you have a number of things that can assist you in correcting the energy.
Absolutely. And that's it, isn't it? We often talk about this from many different perspectives in the mystery school. Why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again if we know the suffering? It doesn't make any sense, does it? So if we can see something is coming up, surely it's better to tackle it head on and use the resources and the tools that we have so it doesn't come up again.
But it's true, and given that astrology is very cyclical, if you don't deal with it, it will come back again. So basically, if you don't handle your astrology, you will go insane.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
No, of course not. Right. And then, the last thing that I wanted to mention is because sometimes we do repeat events, right? So, there are three Mercury retrograde periods in a year, sometimes four. So, you might encounter Mercury retrograde, like we just had in Aries. And maybe a few years down the line, Mercury will be retrograde in Aries again. But in that time between, you're not the same person anymore. Maybe you learned, maybe you've been doing some growing, maybe you purged and corrected certain things or corrected your relationship, right? And so when that Mercury retrograde in Aries comes around again, you're not the same person. And so maybe you have memories of what it was like last time and you go, oh God, I don't know if I want to deal with this. But you're not the same person. Around and actually be lighter. And so that's the other reason why astrological energies may not affect you in the same way, because you're no longer the same person because you did the work.
I love that. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. So there's no need to go into it with a preconceived idea of what something might be bringing us. We go into it and we can go in with those fresh pair of eyes, because we are, again, different, and we can then see what else comes up so we can tackle it head on and use the tools and our resources, especially if you're a mystery school initiate, to be able to make sure that, again, those things don't come up again. So it's a win-win.
100%. Whether the wind is filling your sails or helping you correct something, if you work with it, aren't you better off for it?
I think so. We have a little message here. What can I purge and heal and correct has been my entire life since getting home from Toronto in February, clearing the cauldron in so many ways. And then we have another message. My ascending sign is Scorpio.
Okay. Well, then perhaps this full moon may be a little bit more intense, but it could also be very, very cleansing and actually rejuvenating as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And if you want to get more top tips from Alex, you can email her. She does chart readings, amazing things, and she will always help you know what sessions or classes would be really great for you, and she finds practitioners that are close by. So it's well worth doing that. And the website is Master the Stars, isn't it?
Yeah, masterthestars.com.
Master the Stars. I'm just popping this in now. Masterthestars.com. Yeah, and we've got a comment here. My natal birth chart with Alex was so worth it. So we've got that. Excellent. So, get in touch, and thank you so much. And we will be back with Al in just a few weeks. We're all going to be heading to Toronto in Canada and having programs. So we might be off air for a little while, but then we'll be back with lots more good top tips. So thank you so much, Al. Thank you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And happy full moon, everybody. May it bring you abundance and cleansing and clearing.
Amazing. Happy full moon, everybody. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.